got three houses. I got three houses. I got three more houses.
Hello, what's up? It's Lochie.
It's me, also.
Louis.
Yeah.
Yo, how you
Sorry,
doing?
I forced that one out.
Chill out.
I gotta relax.
I know you're nervous.
I'm very nervous.
Here on our first guest on my podcast.
Yes.
You're listening to Time Played 3HR. A new episode.
A new one with both of us.
We're in the same room, which makes recording easier.
But also slightly worse quality. But that's fine.
Yep. True.
Yeah.
And today we're going to be talking about a game that you got me to play.
Yes.
Quadrilateral Cowboy.
He said it first time. A hard word to say, quadrilateral.
Do you think?
I find it quite a struggle.
Okay.
Quadrilateral Cowboy is not an easy one.
I'm not sure where the name comes from.
Quad cow.
Is it just as a abbreviation, or is that a...
As in, sorry, quadrilateral, you don't know where the name comes from?
No. Was quad cow a response?
No. I was just checking that that's what we were talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Quadrilateral is a type of math, right?
It's
maths.
four-sided.
Yeah, math stuff.
Quadrilateral.
Math business.
Yeah. A four-sided cowboy. So maybe it's the four sides of the screen that they're wrangling.
Yeah. Have you, I assume you've never played any of this guy's other games?
No. Unless is this the guy that did like 30 flights?
Yes.
I haven't played it, it's sitting in my Steam library, but from the look of it...
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah, so 30 flights is like probably not even half an hour experience.
Mm-hmm.
Very much in the same style. But he likes... his names are pretty unconventional. So 30 flights was Loving, Quadrilateral Cowboy, Gravity Bone... I can't remember any others, but there's a lot of like weird, obscure names that don't really mean anything that are also pretty good.
Okay.
So you played it. How many hours did you play in the end?
3 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours. I didn't go beyond.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so you like this game?
You don't like this game, huh?
It was okay.
Oh, wow.
Really?
I love this game.
Really?
Yeah, I love this game.
I had some problems with this game.
All right, so hit me up. Why don't you describe the game to me?
Okay, so what you do in this game is, I would almost describe it as a sort of, you play someone who's part of a small team, and you're faced with these objectives where you have to go through a heist, and you're given a small objective in each mission, and to do that heist, it's a sort of puzzle between a physical player moving around and sort of basic coding to control the things that are in your way from breaking into this thing. So, for example, the first level, you have this little terminal that you can whip out, and you can experiment, and you like physically type in yourself, and you type in, say for example, the door's in the way, and you type in door 1 dot open brackets, and then like 3 seconds. Close brackets, and then that will cause that door to open for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So you have 3 seconds. And it gets more complicated. And
you can like string commands together. And stuff.
Yeah, you start stringing commands together. And that's pretty much where my problem lies.
You don't like stringing commands?
No, I love stringing commands. But I thought the game didn't let you do it at all.
Right.
So, my biggest problem with this game is... So it's done in like zones where it's a set whole zone, not big, it'll be like one building, and the 3 objectives will all happen within that building, and you'll start from a different place, and you have to do a different thing for each mission.
Yeah, and they're slightly more involved each time.
Yeah.
Usually requiring like an extra learned skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just thought like the progression was so bad. So for example, the first one, like you learn straight off the bat, you type in, like you learn you can open a door, for example, and you'll say open for 400 seconds.
Sure.
You're like, I'll just leave the door open. Why? And then like an alarm goes off, and you go, okay, so you can only have it for 3 seconds. Basically, everything can only be done for 3 seconds before an alarm triggers, and you get like a huge. Not for everything, and you get like a huge time penalty. But my problem was, you'd learn like how to use this terminal. which I thought was one of the funnest things in the game.
100%.
Whipping out that terminal.
Fantastic.
And like the physicality of it, and the fact that you bring it out, you can put it down anywhere. You go into it, you do some real typing, pick it up, move on. Really cool. But the fact that you're presented, and coding's tricky anyway. Coding's horribly difficult at the best of times, even though it's super basic.
Yeah, it's the most basic you could think of.
Yeah, you still like have to get used to it and get around it. And so, for example, the second one, I think there are these tubes and there are lasers in the tubes, and you click a button and something goes through the tube, and you have to turn off the laser while that thing goes through the laser part.
Yep.
And you do that, and like basically, so you do these things, and then there were 3 levels. You'd finish them in like 2 minutes each, and then as soon as that was done, you're thrown to a new place and you're given a whole new thing. So as you play, like you're just getting used to the game. You do 3 levels that are all pretty basic, and then you're given like this whole other hugely complicated robot that you can control. Then you do 3 more, relatively basic things, and then you're given like a whole new thing that you have to learn how to use. And then you do 3 more basic things, and you have another thing.
Yeah.
And like I thought it didn't give you a chance at all to like get used to the things that you've got and like progress. So if I was to compare it to like The Witness, because in a way these are both sort of puzzle games.
Puzzle games.
Yeah.
They're first-person puzzle games.
Yeah. And it's like what The Witness does so well is it presents you with the most basic form of the puzzle. So, and which I would have liked this one to have done as well. So I like how it sort of does at the very start. It gives you a single door, and all you have to do is open that one door and go through.
Yeah, and then it times the door, and then blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But I'd like it to like slowly become harder and harder and harder, because it's never really difficult.
Sure.
Once you sort of figure out how to do it, and I'd like stages where, say for example, with that thing that goes through the tube and with the lasers, I would like ones where, for example, maybe the lasers were spaced out, or there were lots of lasers in the tube.
Yeah.
Or like you have to string like more intricate commands together that you're used to before you're presented with like a whole new set of rules. And that's what I thought. That was like my biggest problem with this game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree completely that the progression, well, not completely, but the progression of the game is clearly the game's like about 5 hours long, and it's just clear that like this guy Brendan Chung is the guy that made the game. His company's called Blendo Games. Just like doesn't have the resources to make like the biggest game in the world, right?
Sure.
But no, that's not a an excuse or whatever, because it's a game that you can buy. But like, so he has an idea, and then he very, very quickly just moves on to the next idea once he's introduced it to you. So you do end up with like these, you like finally get to grips with something, and then it never gives you that like that final one. That final puzzle that's like, so here's everything you've just learned.
Really tricky.
Now enact it. Which is a bummer.
Oh really? Even like at the end, once you've got all the things,
so
it link up.
till the very end, it is introducing new mechanics. And I dislike that. And also it starts to get away from the terminal a little bit as well.
Really?
Yeah. So it starts to get. How far did you get?
Not that far. I don't know what I spent all my time doing, but I did like the first 3 worlds.
Yeah, I mean you're pretty far. You're fairly far.
Really?
The game's not very long.
Achievements wise, I'm not at all.
I think there's only 10 achievements.
Yeah, and I've only got 3 of them.
Huh.
3 of 10.
Yeah.
I think I spent a lot of time like beating your times. I'd like beat your times and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't care about any of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously
that.
You didn't have that as a reference because you played it first.
So I totally get that. The thing I feel the most after playing this game is that I want more of it. Like I want more intricate versions of it, because that game is so filled with like all of it. A lot of it just feels really good. Like everything's really crunchy. Everything, like the sound design and like the way the visuals look,
it's
and like
crunchy.
Everything is just like super super squeezy.
And super physical. And can I
Yeah.
tell you what one of my favourite things about this whole game was?
Wow.
Exactly relating to that was how you saved the game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lever that you
So,
just pull.
which is unlike, you know,
Yeah.
I hadn't experienced that, and it works super well in the context of the world where you're like a digital guy dealing with all these machines.
Yeah.
But you walk up to this machine in the hub world, pull a lever. There's like a really physical ka-ching, and a little tape pops up.
Yeah.
And that was really fun because saving is, in its nature, so separate from the game.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'd ever like experienced it so well intertwined.
Yeah, everything really has everything feels really considered, and like weighty. Everything's got like a good like size to it. And do you like the way the game looks? Does it do anything for you? Does it? I think I like the general idea, and I think most of the time it's successful. Though I do find it to be a little inconsistent at times. A little light at times.
I would agree. I like the idea. I'm not against it. I think it could have been executed better. Maybe like some more textures and some better lighting and.
Yeah, so I think it's built in like the Doom 3 engine. He works from the Doom 3 engine, which is like a pretty old game at this point. But he's a really interesting guy. His previous work is really, really interesting. And Quadrilateral Cowboy is like, is the most sort of involved thing, the most like linear structured, like traditional game I think he's made. I'm trying to, I really, 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 really dug it. I think it's one of those games, I look not unlike Undertale, where it feels really authored, and there's lots of like tiny little things in it constantly. They're like, oh, that's
a good word, authored.
Yeah, like it's just like
I like that.
Lots of cute little bits constantly. It's like, oh, you can totally tell that someone just like focused on that for way longer than they needed to, and because of that, it's just like rad. See, I would have figured you would have really liked the art style because it feels like quite similar to your sort of tastes. I think.
You think?
I think it. I don't know if you took any screenshots for the artwork.
No.
I took quite a few.
I forgot.
That's fine. I took quite a few. But I was thinking like, this artwork looks like a lot like our like general design anyway. Like he likes his like classic like squiggly fonts and like stuff like the 3HR and stuff. He clearly just has like a pretty strong like design aesthetic, which I really enjoy, and the colours are really nice. Did you get to the bit where you played badminton?
Just.
Yeah.
Literally just.
I love that bit.
I really liked it too, but the connecting with the shuttlecock felt shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's annoying. Because I wanted to get like some really good rallies going, and you have to like swing before it's even
swing
needed.
early, and then it's easy. You just swing early.
Yeah.
You can do it forever.
Wait, we shouldn't be talking about how you have to swing early.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I mean, I thought like a lot of it just felt weird to me.
Right.
But I did really sort of dig a lot of the terminal bits, and I mean, just to say again how good it feels putting that thing down wherever you are.
It's definitely good.
And then
Yeah.
pack it away. And the same with the, and even more so, the second thing you get, which is like another huge jump, is you get this little robot.
Weaver.
This little weaver thing called Nell. And you connect up to it and you move around. You have a little TV that you put down next to your terminal.
Yeah.
And you can see what it sees. And that's great.
Yeah, that little CCTV setup.
It's great.
You plonk it down, then you like connect to CCTV 1 or whatever you type, and then it shows like the vision of the Weaver on the screen, and then you type like go forwards 300 steps,
And you watch it.
and then you watch it move. It's like a fantastic little thing.
And like the way you approach is so cool. So you put your computer, your little terminal down, and then you just sort of angle the screen at a sort of 45 degree angle towards you. So then you're just in first person. You can sort of angle yourself to see both the screen, both screens, and that's cool.
Did you get to the sniper rifle?
So I unlocked that as my latest thing.
Yeah.
Did like the tutorial with it.
Yeah.
Played badminton, got back to the room,
Yeah.
stopped.
Okay, that's a shame.
Why is that fun?
Just because like that thing is the way that works is similar to the Weaver robot, where you have your CCTV camera and it shows.
I played around with it.
So it shows the sight of what the gun can see, and then you can like pitch and turn the gun and aim it with this like laser sight. And it basically it only shoots beanbags. It doesn't shoot bullets, so you never kill anything in this game.
Okay.
And you do it basically just to hit far off switches. And it's just like it's just. Are you going to play it anymore, or are you done?
I play some more.
Can I talk about a later mission?
Yeah.
There's this mission in like space that you do a bunch of times. Well, 3 times, and there's this. You have to hit a switch, and it's on like the other side of the space station. And there's like glass windows everywhere, and the only way you can see it is from this window across.
Okay.
So you put on like a gas mask, and you set up the gun across like between these 2 chasms through space. Line it up, go to the other room, aim the gun, and then you fire. It hits the button on the other side, and then obviously it breaks the glass, so everything starts floating in that room.
That's cool.
And, like the gun starts floating, and then CCTV and like your like terminals like floating, and you're like trying to write it.
Cool.
And like that stuff is great, and it's I'm someone that really appreciates like brevity in like all kinds of media, like just shortness in media. Like I like things to be really condensed and for it to just finish.
Sure.
I find that if I like overindulgence is like always something to be avoided, and so I like that this game, whether or not intentional, does that. But it is also a huge bummer that it's like a great thing that you only experience that moment once. You shoot the thing and the glass breaks and the gun starts floating, and that's amazing. But also, I want to see that like 5 more times in 5 different ways.
I mean, and I think that's what like I like most in games is when they can surprise you really good.
Yeah.
And I mean, most do in often like having some way or another. But yeah, I just want to, because I had never had I only had one, and this was my favourite part of my whole experience, like one experience where I felt like a genius, which is what I want this game to do to me.
Sure.
I want to set up these long strings of code and like just execute it. And it also changed how it worked on the 3rd world, where basically if you type in a terminal and then you press up, it brings back up your last.
That's there the whole time.
I know, but in the 2nd world I did that, brought it up, and it like brings it back up, and then in the 3rd world you press up and it just executes it instantly.
Oh, okay.
Which
I didn't realise that. That's weird that it did that.
Yeah, unless it was like just me not realising something I had done.
Yeah, that's pretty awkward if that's what it's done.
But yeah, just instantly executes it, which is because you want to click it up, maybe edit it.
You want to write a bit of it.
So the most fun I had in this whole game was in the 2nd world, 3rd mission, where you're on top of this tall tower.
Yeah.
You got to open a door, go down to the bottom floor, steal a thing, and then it pushes, and then go on this like air vent that shoots you back up to the top, and you got to get out.
Yeah, I remember.
And like I just spent, however long it was, just setting it all up on my terminal on the roof, and then just leaving the terminal there.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, open skylight, wait this long. Wait like 2 seconds, open skylight, fall down, blah 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 blah, open door, blah 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 blah. And then so like you click that, stand up, the door opens for you, you fall down, and then just everything's opening and closing for you as you walk through.
Yeah, that's great.
Which is, and then and you get out and you feel amazing, and you're like, yes, I just orchestrated this heist perfectly.
So, I mean, the thing about that is that like the game itself never forces you to get that high level.
No.
You like chose to do it that way.
Yeah.
I did that like much like simpler, and I brought the terminal down with me, and then I think I did like two commands in a string, and that's all that needed.
Yeah.
Which probably took me way longer, but the game is like never gets to a point where it's like okay, and it's a shame because like I really want to do that. I want to like write like 10 lines of code to finish the last level. Like that would be really rad.
Same.
And it's a bummer that it doesn't get there. I would like more of it, to be honest. Yeah.
So like for that level is a good example because like I did it, I like goofed up, the alarm went off, and because you had done it before, it always shows your time. Like everywhere, once someone's already done it, it shows their time. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try and beat Lou's time, and I did it. And I did the same thing. I went down with the terminal, set it up, got back, and I was behind you by like 10 seconds.
Right.
You had like a 40 something, I hit like 50. And so I was like, oh fuck, okay. And then I was like, hang on, like I'm gonna retry it, and I did what I said, and then you like smashed it by like 20 seconds, did the whole thing in like 20 seconds. It just felt, and like that's what I wanted from this whole thing. Like again, say to the witness, how like it just builds up very, very gradually, and every time you're like, okay, I know how to do this, and then you go to the next one, you're like, okay, I know how to do this, and then you go to the next one, you're like, okay, I know how to do this. Every time they're getting a bit more complicated, then you get to the next one, you're like, okay, I know how, oh, hang on, no, something's up. I don't know how to do this, and then you're like, okay, let me think, let me go through it, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's how I do it. Because I think that's very satisfying.
Yeah, it's strange because Witness is like probably a pretty good comparison because they're both games in which you are always learning throughout the entirety of them, and that feels intentional in The Witness. That feels obviously very intentional in The Witness, as that's the point of the game. Like that seems like that's what his intent was, is to try to figure out how to do that and make that good. Whereas Quad Cow is does that maybe because there just isn't enough like other content, so you're just always learning something. And I don't know about you, but like definitely in my experience with video games, the best parts of them are the learning bit for me. But like that's like you think about Skyrim or whatever, to go like completely out there. The best part of Skyrim is the first couple hours, because you don't know what's going on in this world. You're learning that its systems, you're learning its limits. You're learning that people could be anywhere in this world anytime. And it's like, no, they walk from their house to the shed and back again 20 times a day. But that ignorance is the thing that makes Skyrim so excellent at the start. And hopefully there's like other stuff that keeps you going for the long term.
And when that first dragon like just comes and lands next to you for no reason, you're like, oh, and then you see it,
go. And you see it like 10 more times.
Here we go.
And Quad Cow like has that stuff where you're like always learning, but I think you do need those like final tests. I'd be really, really curious if it was intentional or if it was just like he just felt like he couldn't make that much. Because this game, Quadrilateral Cowboy, was in development for a really long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair. I mean, he's a single bloke. I assume.
Yeah. I think pretty much it's just him. Yeah.
So I mean, like, if this game was, and I mean, maybe it has had like good mod support. Yeah,
I definitely. If you go on like some sort of like other levels to do.
Yeah, and I bet they're really fun.
I bet they're radical. Yeah.
Just, like figure out some better puzzles, and I mean like. Yeah, with The Witness, like the reward is learning, and like the reward is almost being able to do the next puzzle.
Yeah.
Because if you're given, so for example in The Witness, and what I would have liked in this game, is so if you're given like a strip of puzzles all next to each other, and all using the same sort of rules, but the one on the end's a lot harder. Like if you went straight to the one on the end.
Yeah.
You would be able to, you'd have no chance.
Sure.
But I feel like in this game, because there's only 3, like you could go straight to the last one and like just figure it out.
Yeah, and it gives you that option.
Tricky. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a bummer. It's a bummer you don't like it more, because like I really, really, really like it, and I think although I totally recognize the criticisms, like I think the rest of it I find so enjoyable, like just the world itself, and like the sort of joy and like passion that goes into like all those stupid little things that are in the space, like that you haven't got to the level, but when you get the gun, the level in that is like someone's house basically, and downstairs is like a huge bookshelf.
Yeah.
And it's just like I don't know, like 100 books there, and he's like written random book names for every single one of them, and like really some of them are really goofy and like probably like a lot of in jokes and stuff, but like just like like stuff we talked about with Undertale, just like a lot of that stuff,
that's great.
a lot of care.
That's always good.
It also came with I imagine you didn't look at the art book that it came with, but that's like if you just wanted to look at some like really nice models, it's like really good models of like these things, and then he talks about them. It's not there. It doesn't take that long to look through, like 10 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. That's a bummer. You didn't love it more.
I like the design of the people.
Yeah, they're cute.
They were fun.
Yeah.
They got they're like, they got box body, big square head, cube head. I made some notes.
Made some notes.
I think we've pretty much covered all of it. Yeah, pretty much. I think the story elements are quite
They're light. Goofy.
Yeah.
I very much enjoy Claire de Lune and Auld Lang Syne playing all the time.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Just some like classical music.
Yeah.
Popping in the background.
So like you have something called a vinyl man, which looks like a regular Walkman, except it's got a vinyl record sticking out the side of it, and you can play that at any time when you're in a mission, and it's pretty good to like get a good string of commands going, and then have like
some great music,
some hardcore classical music playing as you like hack through this system. It's good stuff.
You know what this game should have been?
What?
This whole game should have been this team who are obsessed with music in like a world where music's not allowed,
right?
And every heist is stealing a new record.
That would be pretty cool, and you get another record, and then you can play it on the next one.
Yeah,
pretty cool. Pretty cool.
That would have been like a nice thing to do with it.
Yeah,
I never used that thing like when I was in the actual mission.
Yeah,
probably just because I was listening to my own music.
Did you ever see any of my post-it notes?
Yeah, one.
Okay.
And they're cool. I like. It was a really obvious one. Did you leave lots when you played normally?
So I played it twice. The first time I played, not knowing that you would ever play it, and I just left myself post-it notes because I found the mechanic and I thought it was funny. And then the second time I played it, which was just this last week, I was like, oh yeah, that's a cool mechanic. I'll leave some post-it notes for Lochie.
No, I only caught one.
I think I left about 3 or 4.
The only one I saw was really basic. You can't miss it, and it said "Over here, pal."
Oh yeah, under the button.
Yeah. Couldn't miss it.
Yeah.
I left one on the second set of missions where you hop onto like a crane.
Yeah.
It moves along, so you can jump onto a carriage. And I put post-it note. What's this?
Yeah.
Put a post-it note. Wrote like bum or whatever I wrote.
Perfect.
And then like hit the button to move the crane over, and it like moves, and the post-it note just disappeared.
That's funny.
Fun though. Like, and the way it sort of linked you up with friends is nice because your score was always very prevalent.
Yeah, I didn't know because no one had played it before I played it, so.
So I was always like, oh, okay, that's what Louis got. And in the first ones, I was like, I'm just gonna smash his time.
Yeah.
Every time, of course, because it's fun. And then the later ones, you beat me, and I was like, I'm not doing that again. Of like controlling the Weevil around. And,
things a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, you know what else is a bit of a nightmare? Those safes.
Yeah, those are like horrendous.
Yeah.
That whole mission, you get this thing called a launcher, which it's just like an air vent basically that shoots air up into the sky, and you can place them wherever you want, and then pitch in where it lands. And you have to like chuck safes across like 2 different buildings. And like there are those 3 missions. I hated like every single one of those missions. Not hated, but like
the least fun.
You're not using your terminal like almost at all in those, and you're just like putting safes on these launchers and then chucking them across the.
Yeah.
And they're like really finicky.
That's very basic. So like when I did my first playthrough and I got to that point where it's the first mission of those 3, and I was ready to set up my terminal because I'd just done that long string of commands and wanted to do it again.
Yeah.
So I wanted to set it up at the start, like set wait, and it just wasn't working. And then I was just like, fuck this, and turned it off, came back the next day or whatever. But it was so unbelievably basic. All you had to do was get this launcher, because it's the first time you use a rule, so it should be basic.
Yeah.
But you only get to do it 3 times. I've said the same thing the whole episode.
Yeah.
But you fly to the side, like use a terminal once and like that's it. I don't know where I was going with that, but I had a point, which is gone.
And saves are annoying.
Yeah, also the fact that they're square and you have to push them onto a launcher.
And they like bounce.
Yeah, I mean, that
comically light.
The bouncing wasn't like an issue for me. Because I mean, you can aim the terminal, and I thought that not the terminal, the launchers, like exactly where you want.
Yeah.
I actually didn't mind those.
Bullshit.
But like, they're square, and the safe was an angle wasn't at like a good angle for the launcher. So I spent a mission setting up this launcher, setting up all my, did all the terminal stuff, all the coding, opened the doors, it was ready. Set it so it bounced off from one launcher to another to the exit point. Set up the whole mission, ready, final bit, give it a push, it just like rolls at an awkward angle and like gets itself into the corner.
Yeah.
And you're like,
and you trapped it in the corner.
Yeah.
It's good. The only other thing I wanted to say is, I played it twice. I played it when it came out. I played it for about 5 hours. And then I don't know why I didn't finish it, but I just didn't. So I played it again this last week because I just wanted a refresher, and I looked up how long it would take because you asked me, and it said 5 to 6 hours, and I was like, oh, I must have been like really close.
Yeah.
Which shows like how like sort of how much content is like not in the game, I guess. But like I was saying is how light it is really in terms of expanding on its stuff. And I was literally like 2 minutes away from the end of the game when I stopped playing. I was like, I had done the final mission.
Oh really?
Yeah, I had done the final mission. There was just like one more bit of walking to do.
That's jokes.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a bummer.
Yeah,
because I think that's like,
that is a bummer.
My brain was like, oh, there'll be like another like few hours of like expansion on this stuff, and this will all come together. Because it like about halfway through, about where you are after the gun thing, it moves on to a sort of different type where you're sort of like, it's a bit more planary, and you have these more like, you have a couple like more movement mechanics instead of like hacking, and then you do that for a while, and I thought it was going to bring that back together with the hacking, and then you'd have like a huge heist or two.
That's what you want. Like you want a bit where you have to take a little machine weevil thing, help it unlock something, while at the same time you're like, you know what I want? I want it to like, for example, with that tube with the lasers, I want a really long laser tube. I want to set up the whole string of terminals to turn off the different lasers at the right time.
Yeah.
And I want to set that all up so it's doing it by itself, and at the same time be controlling, and then log off that, and then control the weaver and walk something through while like all my things are happening in time without me controlling it. Doing two things at once. Yeah. That would be fun.
It'd be cool as like a multiplayer game if you could build like two different people hacking, doing different things at the same time, syncing up watches, a little watch syncing mechanic.
Yeah,
that'd be cute.
Yeah.
Man.
The thing is, 6 hours is like, it's a fair bit of time.
6 hours is a great length for a game.
Yeah, it's just weird that it's
just not enough for this one, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, again, because Witness was what, like 20 hours basic. Roughly like 20 hours I had on that. To get me through cheating on a couple of the last puzzles.
Yeah.
But like that game just felt so huge.
Yeah, it does. It was a pretty impressive job of just like feeling insurmountable.
Fat. Really fat.
Yeah. Well, we did it, man.
I had a really good time in that game.
We talked about Quadrilateral Cowboy.
Yeah, boy. 33 minutes.
Do you
per clean.
Do you have a game you want me to play?
Oh yeah, I do.
Have you thought about it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And I've already told you.
What is it?
I told you like 2 weeks ago. See if you can remember. You are, Louis, going to be cracking out and dusting off your PS3.
Oh yeah.
Because you are gonna play 3 hours on a loop back in time to re-experience Just Cause 2.
Just because. 2. Just because.
You like that?
Yeah, I do. Just because too. Anyway.
Because we both played this as well.
Oh yeah.
But I think that'll be a fun thing to do, to go back and look at it again now.
Yeah, swap up the format.
Yeah.
Let's go back and explore one of our...
Yeah, because, you know, we've only got so many games before
there
we
are
run out
only
as well.
so many games in the world, yeah. Okay, cool.
And we've been smashing them weekly.
Alright.
We've done like 16, 15 weeks now in a row.
Yes. Speaking of the podcast in general,
Yeah.
we're on SoundCloud and iTunes, and I'm gonna look at maybe like trying to get some other places.
Really?
Yeah.
Do we need to?
Yeah, it won't take long. It's just literally it doesn't require us any more extra work once you set it up.
Okay.
It goes up on Tumblr sometimes. I've been tweeting the last 2 episodes.
Yeah. I think if we have a Twitter, I don't want it to be like spammy.
It's not. How can
Louis, also, I miss the original theme song so much.
I'm bringing it back.
Okay,
I'm bringing it back. This one.
Good.
This one's coming back.
I miss it.
And
we don't want our Twitter to be too spammy. We don't want to post only when we post an episode.
yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
Because people could then follow it when they need to know when an episode's coming. That's the
I
only
don't
time you follow
respect
it.
anyone who does that.
Well, we're doing
From our
it.
listeners. Oh.
And you're thinking about doing some YouTube stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've made a video, I just got to upload it. All you have to do is make an account, verify it, so you can do longer than 15-minute videos.
Right.
And then upload them.
Cool. That'll go out soon, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
What's the YouTube? Do you have an account yet?
No.
No. Okay. Well, we'll just let you know next week then.
Yeah.
Listeners.
Yeah.
Alright, man.
I mean, it'll be cool, like, it's not going to be hard to find, it'll be like Time Played 3HR.
Yeah, that'll be the one.
Like, if you search that, it'll come
I don't
up.
think that one's taken.
So look out for that.
Cool, man.
Cool.
Cool.
Peace.
I'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing. I'll also play 3 hours of Just Cause 2.
Cool. I hope my PlayStation works.
I hope it works too.
Yeah.
If not, I'll just talk about it. Just Cause 2 for 3 hours.
See you, man.
Alright, peace, bye.
I got 3 more hours.